Good evening, Simon here, Explosive Action. I managed to assemble a collection of DVDs and Blu-rays for the final update for the year, so let's get into it. It's not going to be Roger Corman movie length this time. Hell, it's not even going to be a tiny little 1945 horror film length, I don't think. But we're going to get into it. Some DVDs, some Blu-rays, but a couple of box sets. I imagine the January one is going to be significantly larger, given the things that I may have ordered on Boxing Day with some Christmas money. Oh dear, oh my. But we'll get started with this one here. First up, we have a German DVD. First time this has been on DVD. Being a German DVD, who knows how official this is. I would wager somewhere in the grey market area, but this is, if you cannot see it, this is Karate Jaga, whatever. This is Dragon Hunt and Twin Dragon Encounter. These are very independent action films from the 80s, and I think 1990 might have been Dragon Hunt. Twin Dragon Encounter was the first one. And it stars these two wonderful brothers that are twins. Michael and Martin are the twins here. And the two different films are roughly the same kind of thing, to be honest. But, you know, I enjoy them for their low-budget funness. The guys showed up, I think it was the same guys, they showed up in a Roddy Piper film. The name escapes me at the moment. If I remember, I'll put it here, but they showed up in a Roddy Piper film. In a blink and you'll miss it scene, dressed as warriors in like zebra clothing all the way head to tail. It's an amazing scene. But this is their attempt at two fully fledged starring vehicles, and the German DVD, like a lot of these German DVDs, it does the job. You know, like it's not anamorphic, it's anything like that. They're from older sources, but they do the job. I think from memory, the first film, so Twin Dragon Encounter, is in full screen. It has English and German, and it's clearly from a VHS master used to make the VHS tapes, but it does look to be that generation, not a dupe from a VHS tape. There's a bit of grain in there, so that's pretty good. It goes for 79 minutes, and then the second film is actually 16:9 anamorphic. Now, I can't really tell if it's some cheap like zoom in attempt. It actually looks like it's proper aspect ratio, so surprised to see one in widescreen. But anyway, there you go, Twin Dragon Encounter and Dragon Hunt. Good fun if you like your low-budget action films, as I do. Got a bunch of Sci-Fi Channel things. You know me, I have a lot of Sci-Fi Channel films. Collection is up there. And I showed off a lot of them on that sort of mini documentary collection overview interview series that I did 5 months ago or so now. And there was a few holes I really wanted to fill, and I've been very slowly filling them in. I'm down to, well, look, it's a significant number. I need something like 80 films for the collection, but you know, as I said in the documentary, the tail end ones, you know, post sort of 2012, I'm really going to get picky about, and some I just won't bother with. But this is what I wanted to get: Red Werewolf Hunter with Felicia Day, who I may have a mild crush on. She was in Eureka, the Sci-Fi Channel series, around the same time. And she shows up in a bunch of other sort of Sci-Fi Channel type shows or some movies. This one actually predates a lot of the things that she was in. She's more well known for doing sort of web series and being a like gamer nerd and doing stuff on gaming. Red Werewolf Hunter, we'll read from the back here. Virginia Red Sullivan, that is Felicia Day, from The Guild. The Guild is her gaming thing, I think. Leads a group of werewolf hunters safeguarding the pact between humans and werewolves. When a new breed of rogue werewolves, led by Gabrielle, that's Stephen McHattie from Watchmen, breaks the truce between hunters and wolves, Red sets out to kill Gabrielle to save mankind. It is now up to Red to prevent a full-fledged werewolf takeover. I think I'll enjoy this one. If for anything, I mean, Felicia Day with some kind of werewolf killing gun, I'm all about it. This was an American, it's an R1 release, but I found a local copy cheap, so happy about that. And the next one we have is probably lesser quality. This is Ghost Quake. Got Tani Trio from Machete, as we all know, and Charisma Carpenter, who was in Buffy and Angel. I forgot her character's name in that one. She was one of the girlfriends and was an annoying one. She wasn't the character that played. She wasn't Faith. She was that other one, and then crossed into the Angel series as a bit more of a main character. And I still found her annoying. But anyway, when an earthquake rocks Halloman High, a vengeful ghost played by MC Gainey, which is neither of these people, so alarms going off already, is unleashed and possesses the faculty in an attempt to trap a handful of students in the school in order to suck the life out of their souls. Ooh, it is up to a desperate group of students and the very resourceful school janitor, Danny Trejo, of course, playing the janitor, to find a way to stop the ghost in order to escape the school with their lives before they're completely under his control. Charisma Carpenter's not even mentioned there in the back. Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot. This has a scene in it from Sean C. Phillips, who is better known as Cool Duder on YouTube. I believe he has... this is from 2011, so I think this may have been larger Cool Duder rather than svelte Cool Duder that we see these days. And I remember him talking about this one time. So it is... I think it's quite a small scene, but yeah, he's gone on to direct films now. So yeah, good on him. But yeah, Ghostquake with Danny Trejo as a cleaner and Charisma Carpenter as a... I don't know. But mainly we're going to be seeing MC Gainey as a vengeful ghost, I think. So we're going to see Ghostquake. See how that one goes. This one ended up being free. Now, this is Weather Wars. It has an AKA, which I've completely forgotten at the moment. Just another bloody disaster film. They got to this period and they were just smashing out disaster films sort of in that 2010, 11, 12 and onwards. This is 2012. More than they were doing creature features. And of course I prefer the creature features and the alien invasions and that kind of stuff. But look, occasionally these ones can be fun. And the reason I got this for free, now when I found this on eBay, it had an Australian rating sticker on the front and it had German writing on the back, and it does have German writing on the back. So I figured, it's an import that somebody's sold in a local shop and they put an Australian ratings on it. Great, that's fine. I'm happy to pick up a German DVD. Great. Yeah, it's not the Ho. It is an incredibly well done Chinese knockoff. One of the better ones I've seen. And I mean, one of the giveaways was the fact it has a Blu-ray logo on the disc when it's a DVD. Like, to have fooled me, to make me unaware that this was a knockoff, all you had to do was not do stupid shit. If this said DVD on it, and if it didn't have a crease down here, which means that it's just been a cover and a disc put in a sleeve and sold in a Bali market, if you hadn't done that, and then for the third, the final nail in the coffin was when I put the disc in, check, and go, yep, fine, yep, English, German, Taiwanese subtitles, and then that's when you know you have a Chinese knockoff. So that raised the question of who the hell really needed to go to the effort of making a bootleg of Weather Wars? Why? And then you left all the German stuff on the back. I don't know, whatever. But it's got Jason London, Stacey Keach, always good value, Erin Cahill and Wes Brown, and it's just, I can't read from the back because it still has German on it, but it's just going to be the, I guarantee it's just going to be the scientists have to save the day, and the government's going to try and blow up the storm with the missiles, and the scientists saying, no, that'll make it worse. That's what it's going to be. Anyway, it references to 2012, The Day After Tomorrow, and Twister, which I'm assuming it's probably going to be saying it's similar to, but it won't be. So there you go. Got some Asylum films that were coming out locally. We've had a bit of a gap with the Asylum films coming out locally. I thought actually they may have stopped. Unfortunately, things are kind of drying up around here for new releases. Big distributors, like you would have heard about Disney pulling out of the country. Sony Universal are no longer manufacturing and selling directly now. They're going to start using third parties locally. Apparently, we're down to only one pressing plant that can physically make discs in this country. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I've heard. So I kind of expected that was the end of us getting local Asylum releases, but Eagle Entertainment, those last bastions of local cheap DVDs, kept it going. We have Megalodon the Frenzy, which is the third Megalodon film from the studio behind Sharknado. Mama's Mad. Yeah. It's got Eric Roberts, but I could just basically say Asylum film, and there's a 50% chance it's got Eric Roberts in it. Man likes to work. Naval ship, the USS King, is attacked by a megalodon, and the captain is killed. The lieutenant commander is now in charge of the badly damaged ship. Much of the crew is dead. Survivors will have to do everything possible to get the ship's engine running again. However, danger is looming because 5 megalodons have been released and are circling the open ocean. Of course they have. 5. And there's the thing there. Enormous piece of CG crap. It's going to be amazing. It's a fresher. This is a 2023 film. So look, whatever. I'm kind of happy that these things are still coming out here. We have chronologically, we've missed a few that I was a bit more interested in. There was a couple from late 2022 that I remember going, I hope we get those ones. I think like Tomb Invader. I think that sounded so hilarious that I wanted to see it. We didn't get a copy of that here. But anyway, yeah, Asylum. It goes for 79 whole minutes, so at least it's not going to be like overstaying its welcome. We'll see how that one goes. And then we have Super Volcano. Buy a lot of shit, don't I? William Baldwin. If you've got Eric Roberts, the other 50% of the time, you're going to have a Baldwin in it. When an illegal energy exploration project triggers a volcanic eruption in the Hawaiian Islands, a chain reaction begins that threatens the destruction of the whole Western Hemisphere. A team of experts must race against the clock to save those in the path of the molten lava and stop it for good. You can't fight Mother Nature. Woo! 83 minutes now. That one's practically long compared to the last one. But yeah, look, it's only rated PG, so this is going to be very tepid. But nothing's going to look like that at all, But I will say, though, I mean, that's a good-looking rocket launch there. Asylum have been improving in their visuals in the last sort of 4 or 5 years or so. Yeah, their rip-off of June was actually pretty decent. So there you go. And the last one, I got this one at a charity shop, which was brand new, and I've been curious to see it, and I prefer a Blu-ray, but did I say charity shop? It cost me $1. Operation Fortune Ruse de Guerre. Whatever. It is the latest, one of the latest Guy Ritchie crime, black comedy kind of things that he does, and it's got old Mr. Jason Statham in it, who's always good value. So Jason Statham, Aubrey Plaza, don't know who that is, Josh Hartnett, Carrie Elwes, Bugsy Malone, haven't heard that name in a while, and Hugh friggin' Grant. So I'm sure he'll chew the scenery up for a few minutes. Operation Fortune, super spy Orson Fortune, great name, that's Jason Statham, must track down and stop the sale of a deadly new weapons technology wielded by billionaire arms broker Greg Simmons. That's Hugh Grant. Oh God, he's the bad guy. He will be cheering up that scenery. Reluctantly teamed with some of the world's best operatives, Aubrey Plaza, Carrie Elwes, Bugsy Malone, Fortune and his crew recruit Hollywood's biggest movie star, Danny Francesco, Josh Hartnett. Josh Hartnett playing a movie star, to help them on their globe-trotting undercover mission to save the world. So it'll be a little bit of fluff, I think. Rated M, so it's not going to be like a brutally one. It's just frequent action, violence, coarse language, and sexual references. Hopefully it'll be funny and a bit of action like his best films. Nothing's ever going to top Snatch. Yeah, there was the one he did recently that also had Statham in it I thought was really good. I can't remember the name of that one, but I enjoyed that one. So yeah, we'll see how we go with Operation Fortune. On to the Blu-rays now. The first one here, bit of a stocking filler to be honest. I've seen this one around for millions of years. It could be populist dreck, I don't know, but it was in the charity shop and it was $1 for a Blu-ray, so I figured, look, why not? Shooter with Mark Wahlberg. This thing used to litter everything. You'd see it everywhere, on at least the DVDs where it would be everywhere. It's on multi-packs. I mean, I recall it coming out at the cinema, and I recall it going, whatever, just another Marky Mark film with, he's got a sniper rifle, but it is rated MA for strong violence, so that would have been a USR. So that fills me with a little bit of confidence. If you've seen this one, let me know if it's worth my time. Get ready for an edge-of-your-seat thrills as Mark Wahlberg ignites the screen in his most compelling role yet. The Shooter, when respected former Marine Scout sniper Bob Lee Swagger, that's Wahlberg, is pressed into service to stop an assassination attempt against the president. The unthinkable occurs. He double-crossed and framed for the attempt. Determined to prove his innocence, the rogue shooter is now a high-tension race. Every law enforcement agency in the country and a shadowy organization that wants him dead. Woo. From Training Day director Antoine Fuqua comes a gripping film co-starring Danny Glover. That's a bonus for me. I'll take some Danny Glover. And there's some cool-looking Danny Glover with some sunnies. Michael Pena from World Trade Center. John Siegel of Good Morning America proclaims the shooter is a thriller with a lot of white-knuckle action. Well, he'd know what he's talking about. The hell he even is. Anyway, whatever. It's just a cheapy shooter, modern-ish action. But what is this? Probably like 07 or something. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 2007 this thing came out. So let me know if I should bump it up or throw it down the bottom of the list. I did do an upgrade on this, and I'm still going in as a presumptuous upgrade, so I've not checked the quality, but I've heard from many others it is an improvement. The fact is they did a 4K and a Steelbook and all kinds of releases in Germany. I opted for just the Blu-ray, which is the same print of the new 4K. Completely uncut, Bloodsport, one of my favourites, with Van Damme. So I don't need to read the back of this one, even though it's in German. Except for it does have our best friend here, Bolo, in a excellent early Western role, I think. But yeah, the key here was that it's a brand new uncut print, and what the disc I had was an American twofer that had Time Cop on the same disc. It was serviceable, but look, I could replace Time Cop with its own singular release, put it the correct place on the shelf, and then put Bloodsport in the correct place on the shelf. Yes, it gets like that sometimes. Plus, better artwork, nice red case, and supposedly a nice new scan. So there you go. There's the disc. Reversible cover, gets rid of the German ratings logo. And like I said, there's a 4K. There's a few different 4K options if that's your boat. Media books, and a Steelbook, and all kinds of stuff. There's bonuses on the back here, which will hopefully be in English. The titles are actually in English. An uppercut into the action movie A-list, which is a knockout interview with Van Damme. Blood Rights with Sheldon Lettich, probably an interview there. Wham Bam Thank You Van Damme, great name, which is, I think it says it was directed with the cameraman David Worth. It's half in English and half in German, so I'm doing my best here. A Sporting Chance, something German. Tunes to tap out to, The Sound with Paul Herzog. Audio commentary with Sheldon Lettich and Paolo Toka and James Bennett. And a bunch of trailers, German trailers, English trailers. So, yes, and yeah, we will see. It's got like Dolby Atmos if that's your thing. It's got all kinds of stuff in here. But it does have the original mono PCM in English. And yeah, there you go. Bloodsport. Hopefully it's going to be a good upgrade. I've been told it is. Speaking of Van Damme, one of my favourites of his more modern ones, In Hell, which is a Ringo Lam film. Really, really good. Very dark, bleak, quite knuckled violence. Like, you've got, Lock Up with Stallone? Yeah. He was in a white-collar prison compared to this hell. This is like some Russian prison or something. Absolute monstrosity of a place. Yes, this is the 88 films release. It used to come with a slipcover or something. I'm not too fussed. I got this one cheap from somebody that was selling their copy. And I'm happy to have the upgrade because poor timing. I only rewatched the DVD for like the fifth or the sixth time for my November challenge I was doing a new Vember, as in New Image Films, which also covered Millennium Films. This is a Millennium, and yes, I watched it under that to tick one off the list for New Image November, and yeah, it was great, but it could have used an improvement in quality, and here we are here. So Kyle Lord, great name, Van Damme, is arrested and convicted for the vigilante killing of his wife's murderer. Kyle must survive life in a maximum security prison where inmates are made to battle to their death in a brutal, no-holds-barred fight called the Shoe, SHU, for the warden's entertainment and profit. Kyle fights his oppressors and quickly sent to the Shoe, where his unbridled rage catapults him into the victor's circle. And he goes nuts. He's mistreated. So he's thrown into jail. He's just doing his time. He gets mistreated more and more. He's just trying to get by. He ends up fighting back, and they throw him in the solitary, and it just gets worse and worse. He just cannot take anymore. Some of his friends are killed, and he goes into this match, and yes, he is mental. You can actually see him snap. So that was really cool. yes, he becomes one of the monsters that he despises and now must battle with himself to survive. So there's a lot going on in this one, actually, but it is, it's kind of like the Undisputed 2, for example, Undisputed 2 or 3, a bit like that. But think it is bigger. It is Ringo Lam, so the action and the violence is top tier. HD transfer, English sub if you want it, DTS HD 5.1 and 2.0, so you're watching the stereo. Audio commentary by Nathaniel Thompson and Troy Howarth. Audio commentary by Mike Leader and Anna Venema. Interview with camera operator Ross Clarkson, the making of In Hell and original trailers. So yeah, happy with this. Nice upgrade. Don't know why I didn't pick these up when they came out, which means I've missed a couple. One I would like to get is The Legionnaire, one of his other later films, which I quite enjoyed. Now, I mentioned recently I was getting into a lot of war films. Here's a stack. Haven't watched these ones yet. They've just been... I've been taking some advice. I've been following my own ideas and just getting classic war films to just, turn more into my dad, essentially. So we've got here Battle of the Bulge, obviously a film I've heard about many times, of a real battle with Henry Fonda, Robert Shaw, Robert Ryan, and Dana Andrews. This is from when? 1965 this came out. It says here renewed in 1993, so I'm not sure if that means they've added effects or something. I don't know what they mean by renewed, but then this blue was 2007. What I've found too is a lot of these local blues are a bit challenging because they did them early in the cycle, 2007. That's pretty early for Blu-ray. Yeah, the 5 months after D-Day, most American soldiers think the German army is broken. The Germans think otherwise. In order to buy time to fill the skies with their invincible new jets, they launch one last furious offensive. For this epic recreation, one of World War II's most crucial confrontations, director Ken Anakin from The Longest Day captures the explosive action of massive forces squaring off and the individual ingenuity of weary GIs trying to survive a cruel winter. The cast is starry juggernaut Henry Fonda, etc. I mentioned before. Telly Savalas is in this, and Charles Bronson, who is not there on the front, but he bloody well should be. And more. Experience the vast panorama of war in all its intensity and its heroism. So there you go. Yeah, I imagine that a lot of these things I'm talking about people have seen before, but I have not seen this one. I have heard of it. Commentary, 2 featurettes, soundtrack, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, there you go. Battle of the Bulge. Happy to get that one. Nice local release. This one wasn't one I was aiming to get, but it was at a charity shop for $1. So I figured, I can knock another one off the list. All Quiet on the Western Front. It reads a bit more like a war drama. I'm not too sure if it's very actiony. It might be a bit of a sad one. Let me know if you've seen this. But you do have Richard Thomas, Ernest Borgnine, which is good, Ian Holm, Donald Pleasance, which is better, and Patricia Neal. All Quiet on the Western Front is the acclaimed version of Eric Maria Remarque's devastating story of a generation destroyed. A room full of German schoolboys are goaded by their schoolmaster to troop off to the glorious war in 1914 and set off to become soldiers. The disenchantment begins with brutal basic training, and then as they board the train to the front, they see the crippled being rushed to hospital. It's their first glimpse of this grim-visaged reality of war. In the trenches, one by one, the boys begin to fall. So, 1979, and this is a local release on Beyond, 2-hour runtime. It is apparently on the back here, it says picture is 4:3. So I don't know enough about this film. I know nothing about this film to know if it's supposed to be a widescreen film or if this disc is incorrect. Beyond have made misleadings before, so perhaps it is widescreen. I don't know. Maybe it was shot 4:3. Maybe this is a TV movie. I don't know. All Quiet on the Western Front. There you go. It's a disc. So yep, one to check out. One I'm very keen to check out. A local copy of the Indicator standard edition, that's the word I'm after. Force 10 from Navarone. Great cover on that one, using the old poster artwork there. Robert Shaw again. Harrison Ford, this is a classic one for him. Barbara Bach and Edward Fox. Franco friggin' Nero. Amazing. They've not actually written anything about the film on the back on this. They just listed all the special features. So yeah, actually a bit of an oversight. I guess they figure, well, you've bought it now. Yeah, you know what it is. But this is Force 10, so I think a lot of you will know what this one is. 1978. But that is all the features. I mean, there's a truckload here. Extended version with original mono audio, alternative stereo 5.1 options. That's 126-minute version of the film. Audio commentary with film historians. 21-minute featurette called This Is a Giant Movie. I don't want to read all this. There is just so much of it. There's new features, there's old features, there's interviews, there's different versions, there's TV spots, there's all kinds of things. So, yeah, 1978 film. This is Force 10 from Navarone, directed by Guy Hamilton. So, very keen to check that one out particularly. And I know it's sort of a sequel to another one, Guns of Navarone, which is a 60s film, on my list as well. Pick this one up locally and cheap, The Damn Busters. Richard Todd and Michael Redgrave, directed by Michael Anderson. Epic war story of World War II. Scientist Dr. Barnes Wallace believes World War II can be shortened by destroying the Ruhr dams, thus paralysing the enemy's industrial nerve centre. In spite of the difficulties caused by the critical situation at the time, he works steadily to perfect a special bomb of his own invention for the purpose. Air Ace Wing Commander Guy Gibson is chosen to form, train and lead the hand-picked squadron. Flying at treetop level, they cross the Rhine and attack the first dam, Mohane. The bombers seem unable to maintain the accuracy essential for success, and then suddenly the masonry begins to crumble. So yeah, this one's got a 56-minute feature called 617 Squadron Remembers. So tying it back, I guess, to the original troop that was responsible for busting the dam. So yeah, this one is from 1954, appears to be a black and white film. So yes, keen to see this one, The Damn Busters. This one I have seen. I watched this on TV when I was a young boy. I think a lot of people know this one, The Bridge on River Kwai. Local release. Might have come with a horrible looking slip. I think I saw copies on eBay that had like a wraparound. It looked rubbish. This poster art, much nicer. Apparently includes art cards, so we'll take a look in the section. Yes, we do. Right from the back, there's not much here on the back here. Spectacularly produced and the winner of 7 Academy Awards, Bridge of River Kwai continues to be one of the most memorable cinematic experiences of all time. Why do they even read it? They don't tell you anything about the film. They just assume that you know everything about it because, classic. And look, it is a classic. It's got, a very memorable soundtrack that people that will whistle in the supermarket. So, yeah, I don't really need to say much else, except for I finally have a nice Blu-ray. And let's take a look at the art cards on this local release. The wraparound had this sort of modern cover, and it looked awful. We get some art cards, nothing too exciting, really. Just, yeah, whatever. But for an older local release, it's kind of surprising that they managed to stay in there. When did this come out? It's a 1957 film, renewed 1985. Whatever renewed means again. 2018 Blu-ray. It's actually not that old. There you go. Bridge on River Kwai, William Holden, Alec Guinness, pre-Star Wars Alec Guinness, and Jack Hawkins. Yeah, happy to check this one out. Very, very nice. As I said, I've seen it before on TV, but it's been a long time. 2 more war films to take a look at. First one I've got here is Escape to Athena. I remember seeing this one in the shops in Big W, which is the Australian version of Walmart, essentially. Back when they had media shelves a good 8 years ago, I remember seeing this kicking around. 7, 8 years, something like that. And it was $5. Big sticker on the front said $5. And I picked it up and went, nah. Don't know why. Ended up getting it on eBay for about $7, so it doesn't really matter. So Escape to Athena with, as you may see here, Roger Moore. Hitler's plan to loot a treasure-laden Greek island is underway. A prison camp is built where the inmates dig up priceless art under the eye of Austrian Commandant Major Otto Hecht. Roger Moore. He doesn't look particularly German. Anyway, Zeno, played by Telly Savalas. Again, he did a lot of these things. The island's resistance leader and Alina, that's Claudia Cardinale, scheme to defeat the occupiers, leading a group of freedom fighters. They clash with the Nazis as they try to save the lives of condemned prisoners and the treasure hidden in the mountaintop monastery. Sounds like a bit of an action one. This bit of a action adventure kind of film, which I'm all about. So that is going to be fun. I think this is 114 minutes. This one is in color, And apparently, according to the back this time, again, it's a Beyond film, so hopefully they got this right. It is in scope, widescreen, so that's very good. Also has Richard Roundtree in it, so yeah, keen to check this one out. Escape to Athena, repurposed disc there, got some UK PG stuff on it, and ITV DVD, so yeah, definitely an English or British disc there, so yeah. Escape to Athena. And the last one in the war pile we're going to take a look at is The Train. This one was recommended to me by a good friend of mine and of the channel. Extro, The Mutilator. Sir, you owe me some videos. Please make them. The Train, John Frankenheimer's film with Burt Lancaster. Excellent poster artwork on this slipcover too. Yeah, I'm particularly keen to check this one out. It was one of those situations, as you can see here, it's got a 4K. And as I mentioned before, I cannot play these things properly. I technically can play them, but my TV just downscales them, so what's the point? But I went to buy the Blu-ray upon the recommendation I received, and it was twice the price of the 4K. It was some Black Friday sale I happened to be looking at that time. It was like 22 Australian or something like that for this edition with a slip and a 4K and a Blu-ray and a bunch of other stuff. Or 45 or 46 or 47 or something for the regular Blu-ray. Not made of stone. Reading from the back here, it is a black and white film from '64, which is a bit late for black and white, so I guess it was an artistic choice. 4K scan of the 35mm OCN. Oh, hiccups. OCN, yes. John Frankenheimer, the acclaimed director of The Manchurian Candidate, 7 Days in May, Seconds, and Grand Prix. I just gave my dad a DVD of Grand Prix for Christmas. And Ronin comes as action-packed World War II masterpiece starring screen legend Burt Lancaster. Paris, August 1944, with the Allied Army closing in on German commander and art fanatic Colonel Franz von Waldheim. That's Paul Schofield. He decides to steal a vast collection of rare French paintings and loads them onto a train bound for Berlin. When the beloved French patriot is murdered while trying to sabotage von Waldheim's scheme, Labaiche, Lancaster, a stalwart member of the resistance, vows to stop the train at any cost, calling upon his vast arsenal of skills. Labaiche unleashes a torrent of devastation and destruction, loosened rails, shattered tracks, head-on collisions in an impassioned, suspense-filled quest for justice, retribution, and revenge. With a top-notch score by Maurice Jarre, who did Dr. Zhivago, and a wonderful supporting performance by screen icon Jean Moreau from The Bride Wore Black. The Train was the fourth of 5 collaborations between Frankenheimer and Lancaster, so there you go, that's good. Audio commentaries, isolated score, making of 1964 making of. A 1964 making of The Train is actually from 1964. That's pretty forward thinking, if that's the case. Very cool. TV spot, theatrical trailer, and a teaser. There you go. So that's the cover. Different poster underneath, which is very nice indeed. And you get Blu-ray, you get the 4K, and you get a little booklet, which has got stuff about the film and the director. So there you go, a little bit of info to read there. Very nice. Particularly excited to check this one out because of the recommendation I received from Mr. Extro the Mutilator, your friend and mine. The Train, very cool. On to the rest of the Blu-rays now. This first one here is one I've been wanting to see for a long time. I think it skipped DVD. It may have been a VHS to Blu-ray direct. This is Neon City with the fantastic Michael Ironside, with Vanity, who I remember being a pop star of some description, and Lyle Alzado, I don't remember who he is, but this is a post-apoc action set in 2053. Take a deep breath, it may be your last. Welcome to the year 2053. Very exciting. Kino do good work as well. Brand new 2K scan from the 35mm into positive. If murderous renegades don't get them, poisonous clouds or deadly sunbursts will. The year is 2053. The atmosphere is lethal. People are literally fighting for survival. When iron-eyed bounty hunter Harry M. Stark, Michael Ironside from Total Recall, has to transport a tough and sexy lady outlaw, that's Vanity from 52 Pickup, to another jurisdiction. They're in for the ride of their lives. Harry, his beautiful prisoner, and 6 unwitting civilians board an armoured transport vehicle driven by an ex-con named Bulk. That's Lyle Alzado. Oh, the guy from Destroyer. Now I know who we're talking about. Yeah, right, okay. Along the way, they will all be forced to battle for their lives, but through gunfire and grisly death, unlike heroes will be born. Ugly secrets will be resolved, and lost loves will be found. And at the end of the road, a glimmer of hope and a new beginning awaits them in Neon City. This post-apocalyptic classic features a strong supporting cast that includes Juliet Landau from TV's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's the second time I've mentioned Buffy today. Valerie Wildman from TV's Days of Our Lives. Richard Sanders from TV's WKRP in Cincinnati. And the film director Monte Markham from TV's Baywatch. There's a lot of TV people in this film from 1991. But it has been something I've always wanted to see. So yeah, keen to check out Neon City. 1991, nice slip. Just the blue in there. Don't remember there being anything else. Yeah, just a standard KL blue. But that's good. Happy to finally check it out. Neon City, good stuff. Next up, what I have seen before and what I was thrilled was announced by Vinegar Syndrome. There was rumors for many, many years that Code Red were going to do this. But that's been the case for a lot of films that never happened through Code Red and won't now with Mr. Bill Olsen's passing. But we do now have Fatal Games on Blu-ray from Vinegar Syndrome. There can be only one winner in this contest. Their mistake was to even compete. I watched this on a grey market, I suppose, German DVD a good decade ago, probably a little bit more than that. And the DVD wasn't actually not bad. It was a rough print, but it was anamorphic and it was uncut. Like, it actually looked pretty good. Just made it kind of look like a 16mm film or something because it was a rough print. But it was good. I quite liked it. And yeah, we never had a real DVD, like a proper one, but now we have a Blu-ray. Exciting stuff. Not a huge fan of this slip cover. I would have actually preferred one of the VHS artworks, but that I would have preferred, to be honest, which is, yeah, one of the VHS artworks. Probably the poster as well. America's Olympic hopefuls are competing in the Fatal Games. Excellent, excellent. The young athletes of Falcon Academy are training hard to earn their place in the Nationals. When these burgeoning sports stars start disappearing one after the other, Dr. Jordine and his team, who've started plying their athletes with new and untested performance-enhancing drugs, are baffled. Little do they realize that a javelin-wielding, tracksuit-wearing killer with a strong throwing arm and a deadly grudge against athletic excellence is on the prowl, picking off the Olympic hopefuls one by one, whether they're squeezing out a few extra reps in the gym, training on the field, or clocking up some late-night strokes in the pool. Nowhere is safe. As their numbers continue to dwindle, can the remaining athletes unmask the maniac before they're disqualified for good? It's a slasher and the killer throws javelins. I mean, it's as good as you expect. There's a great photo here of a guy with a javelin through him. There's a girl there with a javelin through her. What a great weapon for a film like this. Directed by Michael Elliott, who does double duty as the role of Dr. Jordine, and starring Academy Award nominee Sally Kirkland. Oh dear, I bet she was thrilled to be in this thing. Deliriously entertaining early 80s stalk and slash effort stacked with gratuitous nudity, physics-defying death sequences, and one of the most jaw-dropping twist endings of all slasher movie in history. So very, very happy to have a proper release of this thing. It's in proper widescreen. As I said, new scan from Duke Negative, commentary track with podcaster Bill Ackerman and author Amanda Rees, winning touch interview with Tracy Helberg, formerly Lynn Banashek, must have changed her name, going for gold interview with actor Sean Masterton, Death on the Staircase interview with actor Michael O'Leary, A Great Deal at the Office interview with actress Melissa Prophet. It's the Taking the Part That Counts, an interview with the actress Spice William Crosby, Cutting Gym Class, an interview with actor associate producer Jonathan Braun, and archival artwork, behind the scenes gallery, etc. An original Killing Touch title card, because it's also called Killing Touch. There goes the reverse. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of that slip or the new artwork. There is different artwork I would have preferred to see, and just putting that on the slip would have been enough for me. Fatal Games. Very, very happy to have the film though, so that's excellent stuff. Thank you, Vinegar Syndrome, for making another slasher finally appear to us. And Cauldron, they're also doing the Lord's work at the moment. Ratman, who expected the critter from the shitter was going to end up on Blu-ray anytime soon. So the last release I'm aware of was the Shameless DVD that had that infamous tagline on the front. It is a often maligned Italian bit of splatter, this one, but I like it. There's the slip. There is the other cover artwork there. Is it got? Yeah. The front of the slip is also in there. That's the Ratman. Not sure if that was an Italian. It looks like it was Italian poster artwork. Definitely has that style. Reading from the back, if you do not know Ratman. After her fashion model sister is brutally murdered on Tropical Island, Terry, played by Janet Argan from City of the Living Dead, classic, flies out to investigate this shocking crime. The mystery deepens. Terry and her new friend Fred, David Warbeck, classic, from The Last Hunter, quickly find that there is a killer on the loose. The body count mounts. The survivors work desperately to outmaneuver the shadowy monster that is hunting them down one by one. Could it be Dr. Ullman's deadly genetic experiment has escaped captivity, or is it just a typical knife-wielding psychopath? Well, I think we know where it's going with a title like this one. But it's produced by Fabrizio De Angelis, who did production on The Beyond and a bunch of other good stuff, directed by Guillermo Carnemio, Exterminators of the Year 3000. Good, fun post-apoc one, that. Written by Dardano Sacchetti, Bronx Warriors. We're just reeling off a bunch of great titles here. With a score by Stefano Mainetti, who did Zombie 3's soundtrack. Amazing! The starring the one and only Nelson De La Rosa as Mousy, the island of Dr. Moreau. I think you can work out what character he plays if you've seen Dr. Moreau. Ratman is exactly what you'd expect in a late 80s bloody and unhinged Italian horror meltdown. Was this late 80s? 1988, yeah, they were getting kind of crazy by then, just before it all went to hell in Italian cinema. And yeah, Cauldron Films is pleased to present Ratman restored in 4K from the OCN with fantastic extras, which include Lighting the Ratman interview with the cinematographer, Framing the Ratman interview with camera operator, Just a Finn audio interview with post-production consultant, and commentary by film and historians, including Troy Howarth as usual. He gets into a lot of these things. So yeah, awesome to have this. I haven't checked out the print yet. You get a poster, let's have a look at it. Ratman poster. Sure. Double-sided. There you go. That's the one you want to hang up. Looks like the Italian locandina. Amazing. Geez, that's actually worth hanging up, that. Very nice, I dig. And try and fold it the right way. There's always a bit of a challenge. And there is I think it is a chapter card. Yeah, chapter card. Because, oh, that's right. I forgot. It doesn't mention on the back. It comes with an audio soundtrack CD. Track listing for the CD. Actually have a soundtrack to Ratman. Amazing stuff. So yeah, Cauldron had to get this through Diabolic DVD, which is where you get it for international buyers. Very happy. Get Ratman. We'll check that one out soon. This one we have here is Zero Woman Red Handcuffs. Nice spot gloss there on that one. Very, very nice. Very, very good looking. Same on the back there. Not one I'm familiar with, but yeah, the Japanese films from this period are, let's just say, sleazy. When renegade cop Ri, played by top Toei starlet Miki Tsujimoto, girl boss escaped from reform school, that's what she was in, goes too far in bringing justice to untouchable bigwigs. Only a dangerous mission to rescue a politician's daughter will keep her out of jail for good. She readily takes on the task, only to find it more complicated and deadly than she suspected. After a relentless pursuit and run-ins with despicable Yakuza thugs, Ray finds herself the target of a wider criminal conspiracy, the outcome of which will leave almost nobody alive. This is going to be good. Prime example of the pinky violence subgenre, made at Toei Studios in the early to mid 1970s. A short-lived genre. Several true cult classics were made and a lot of sleaze, of which Zero Woman Red Handcuffs is one of the best and most influential. Based on an infamous adult manga series, this film is delirious riot of action, sleaze, outrageous style, directed by genre master Yukito Noda, who did Golgo 13, Assignment Kowloon. Neon Eagle Video, which is Cauldron's kind of sub-label, delivers Zero Woman Red Handcuffs in a worldwide Blu-ray debut from a gorgeous new blood-splattered 4K restoration. Thank you guys for doing so. So it's a new one for me. Okay, booklet. Stuff there on the film, director and stuff and things. And special features. We have audio commentary, Sex plus violence equals pinky violence. Tokyo Scope author Patrick Macias on Zero Woman Red Handcuffs. Image gallery, and you get Japanese and audio with English subtitles. It's in scope. It's from 1974, so I'm keen to check this one out. So beautiful, great release, good stuff. Next up, we have a bit of a special release. This is, I think, the very first release by Diabolic DVD themselves. Though I presume they had a bit of help, possibly from Cauldron. It does look a bit like a Cauldron release. I could be completely wrong on that. But it is listed as a Diabolic DVD release. This is Haunted Samurai. Obviously available only through Diabolic DVD. Nice slipcover on that one. Very minimalist art, but I like the front of that one. Ooh, boobage. I should cover up the boobage. And you get the original original poster there on the front. I will read you from the back. It was a previously fairly rare film. I watched this last week and I enjoyed it very much. Also known as Kaze no Tengu, directed by Keiichi Ozawa, the most gory ninja film of its era, 1970 on the dot. So, is now on video for the first time ever. On video, first time ever. So maybe this just bypassed VHS. I don't know. Taking it on its word here. Based on the works of Goseki Kojima, the artist behind the legendary Lone Wolf and Cub. There's some similarities, I'll give you that. The tale spins topless crossbow vixens, haunted temples, and assortment of severed limbs into a tapestry of colourful violence. Yeah, some limbs get lopped off on this one. But it's not just a hack and slash. The first 10 minutes or so is quite an opening. There's some more boobage and some hack and slash. Then there's blood and there's rifles and things later. A lot of sword play, a lot of sword play fights. Anyway, Hideki Takahashi from Last Samurai plays Roku Hita, an enforcer for the Yagyu ninja clan. When his sister commits suicide as a result of his actions, Roku Hita considers his choices and eventually deserts the organization. Hunted by an army of bizarre shadow warriors that includes veteran actor Isao Nazuyagi, the targets turn on his pursuers when he finds something worth fighting for. It's short and sharp, 83 minutes, so that's exactly what I needed the night that I watched it too. In original Japanese mono with English subtitles. I thought this was a lot of fun, and there was no padding because it is quite short at 83 minutes. There's no waffle. Doesn't get dragged down into 3-hour monologues about to the girlfriend that doesn't want him to leave and that kind of stuff. They cut that down to like 3 minutes, so that helped it. Commentary by film historians Chris Poggiali and John Charles, and a trailer. Trailer's good value. So yeah, I recommend this one if you can still get it from Diabolic, which I think they do. Probably did a lot of copies. Check out Haunted Samurai. Really good stuff. Next up, another one from Vinegar Syndrome. This is one of the VSA titles. Untold Story 2. Another one with spot artwork and a bit of tape I've managed to leave on it. Untold Story 2. It is, the kind of sequel. We'll get into that. There's the cover art there. And underneath it's got just the reverse. It's not particularly wonderful artwork, I've already said. But this one is from, when is this? From 1998. So this is quite, they've already handed Hong Kong back to China at this point. So, different kind of style of things going on here. Cheung is in an unhappy marriage. He works with his wife at a local barbecue restaurant, and she takes every opportunity to belittle Cheung and use him for his money. To make matters worse, Cheung isn't able to satisfy his wife in the bedroom. One day, his wife's cousin, Feng, arrives in Hong Kong from mainland China, and Cheung and Feng instantly form a connection. Feng isn't like his wife. She is respectful and treats him well. Cheung tries his best to not give in to temptation, but eventually is overcome with desire, and he and Feng start a secret relationship behind his wife's back. However, Cheung soon finds himself way in over his head when he discovers that the mild-mannered Feng is hiding a dark and grisly secret. So, Untold Story 2, think back to the first one. Best described as a Cat 3 version of the erotic thrillers popularised in the 90s. Untold Story 2 is an in-name only sequel to the notorious Untold Story, released several years earlier. While not a direct sequel, the Untold Story 2 manages to outdo its predecessor and when it comes to sexual content, while making sure to still deliver a hefty helping of stomach-churning violence. Starring Emotion Cheung, great name, who was in Bio Zombie, that was good fun, and The Demon's Baby, as the downtrodden husband, a role which he is adept at playing. as well as a truly unnerving performance by Paulin Sun, Ichi the Killer, and featuring a supporting performance from the king of Cat 3 films himself, Anthony Wong. Ebola Syndrome. Vinegar Syndrome Archive is proud to present Untold Story 2 for the first time ever on Blu-ray in the US. Newly restored from original film elements and featuring all the sex and violence one expects from a HK Cat 3 film. Excellent. But I haven't seen this one yet. As I said, it's late 90s, so you will see if it is not all just waffle here on the back and if it's actually good. The trailer looked mental, so that's why I picked it up. New scan, 2K from the 35mm OCM. Original Cantonese language with newly translated English subtitles, as well as a Mandarin language dub track. Commentary track with film historian author Sam Deegan. Double-sided poster, reversible sleeve, etc. So we'll take a look at the side. There's the disc. And we get a booklet, which, there you go. Oop, try and open it there. In-name only sequel. A little bit of a, don't want to get too barbageous. Bit of an essay here. Just about get away with that one. Poster. I won't bother unfolding it. I'm pretty sure it's just the new artwork. But yeah, happy to get in there. Get in there, I said. Happy to check out Untold Story 2 if it's anything like the first one, which in name only, but if the quality is there, I'll be happy. Untold Story 2, and the last one in this pile we're going to take a look at. Which I was very happy to pick up, is A Long Arm of the Law, Parts 1 and 2. Been very keen to check these ones out for a bit of time. Nice little box set here by 88 Films. Very affordable one too. They didn't go silly prices on this one. Original artworks there are flipped over. Original HK artwork. So we've got 1984 for the first film, 1987 for the second film. Read from the back. In the early 1980s, a band of former mainland Chinese soldiers decide to rob the rich pickings of neighbouring Hong Kong. The streets of the British colony echo with gunfire as the local cops contend with these heavily armed crime tourists. A cast of unknowns deliver stunning performances in this true crime tale. Finally, the gang cannot escape the long arm of the law, leading to a fierce showdown within the Kowloon walled city. Gritty change of pace for producer Sammo Hung. Neophyte director Johnny Mack delivers a crime saga of bloody brotherhood with a real visceral impact. It's going to be explosive, and it's, crime. So, oh dear, that's going to be violent. Brand new artwork, blah, blah, blah. I won't read all the back. It's going to be the usual language with the usual subtitles. And, reversible artwork, which I have flipped. You get the, just the remake artwork there. And you get a booklet, which has got Red Guards in Hong Kong. Must have been an alternate name. But this is really good. Like, this is made it look like a Golden Harvest paraphernalia at the time, which is nice. I guess Thai poster artwork, more essays, stuff on the film, stuff on the director, on both films, part 1 and 2. Very nice. Moving on to part 2, we have the original poster artwork again here, 1987, as I said before. After a spate of bloody crimes committed by gangs of former mainland Chinese soldiers, the Hong Kong police enlist 3 cops from across the border to go undercover. The mean streets of the Crown Colony soon explode with heroic bloodshed, my favourite kind of bloodshed, as the trio face danger from all sides. From brutal stunt work to powerhouse performances, this is one sequel that more than matches its original. An amazing ensemble cast includes Hong Kong superstar Alex Mann, Jackie Chan cohort Ben Lam, Wing Chun master Stephen Chan, and Yuan Yat Cho, brother of action maestro Yu Wu Ping. And again, brand new artwork, usual subs and dubs. There's an export cut on this, so alternate things to watch. There's the disc, and in this one, the other disc you had a booklet, in this one you get a poster. May as well bring this one out, huh? There we go, there's part 2. It's nice. Part 1. So there you go. Nice to have a little poster in there. And makes for a neat little box set. So Long Arm of the Law, parts 1 and 2. 88 Films. Very, very happy to have this one. Finally check these things out. Been keen about them for a long time. They're the main things I wanted to show you, but I've got a couple of extras here. This is ridiculous. You can already see what it is, but My local charity shop got in this for absolute pennies. The complete Married with Children TV box set. Ridiculous. I mean, look at this thing. It's shaped like a TV. It's just amazing. I mean, you all know Married with Children, a bit of classic 80s and then into the early 90s American sitcom. Particularly the early stuff is utterly hilarious, and yes, it's a bit of a cliche, but you couldn't make it like this anymore. You just get all these multiple sets all the way up to this bonus disc, and complete 9th season. So I'm pretty happy to get that, and for the price I paid, I didn't think I'd ever be able to pick this up. And the local version too. So yeah, here you go. There's the disc that fell out because it was poorly clipped in. There you go. And so I won't take them all out, but there you go. It's the local version of it, Married with Children. And this was put out by Sony Pictures back when they still had a local arm, but that stopped existing. Now, like right now, it's the end of the line for Sony Universal in Australia. Very annoying. As I said, it is all the seasons, the complete thing. There's a few extras across it. It's in the original 4x3. I have been told, I haven't checked it myself, that apparently when you get to season 3, the opening music, the Love and Marriage song, apparently changes. I don't think it's meant to, but I think might have been some weird rights issue. Hopefully, I don't know if that is for the Australian set. Maybe that was only the US set. I don't know. I haven't checked it out yet, but that's annoying if that's the case. They changed the theme song because, I mean, that Love and Marriage song is 50% of how you remember this series. So anyway, I like that it comes in this giant box that's shaped like a TV. Got all the stuff there on the back, and even it is the back of the TV. It's got the cable slots and everything. So 34 disc set, and I paid roughly $1 a disc if you want to talk about it that way. But the funny thing about it, I picked that up, and a week later, because I know the staff at this place, they put this aside for me. Figurine set somebody had donated completely by chance that this was there. Wasn't the same person that donated the box set of DVDs or anything. It was just complete chance. And I've got an Al Bundy figure now. Peggy Bundy, Kelly Bundy, and Bud Bundy. Funko released figures. Apparently it was some kind of exclusive. I read somewhere, it wasn't on the box, or maybe I was looking up online. Oh, there it is there. 2018 Fall Convention exclusive. I don't know. It's not hard to get them. They're on eBay, but how ridiculous is that? You got these little Married with Children figurines, and they showed up less than a week later at the same charity shop, donated by a completely different individual. So, yeah, amazing. And they've never been taken out of the box. So, yeah, basically, I now have this on a shelf, like that, and I think that's great. So, there you go. Married with Children. Yeah, what a time that was, 80s. But anyway, that's this DVD and Blu-ray update, the final one for 2023. I did say I didn't think I was going to get one in, but honestly, there was enough here that I wanted to get it out, and I know what January's going to look like. Whee! It's going to be a big one. So, thanks for watching all the movie updates this year. Blu-rays, DVDs, occasional VHS. I think we might have even got a Laserdisc in. I can't recall. It's good fun. I enjoy doing them. It's how this channel started. I know a lot of people are here for watching the metal stuff these days, but this is how this channel started. Talking about films, and I'm always going to keep talking about films. The name is Explosive Action after all. So thanks for watching. I will, in the new year, the very early part of the new year, do my favorite releases on DVD and Blu-ray like I did last year. So look out for that one. And for the metal content people, I will be doing my usual top metal releases of the year. Probably I'm attempting to get it up on the very last day of the year, at least Australian time, so December 31st, which is when I do it every other time. So yeah, look out for that content. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.